So tell us something about how did it start? How come you started to write these books? So what was the idea behind it?
We have to go maybe 3 years back in time. It was 2018, and I was thinking how to make my language learning process much more organized and structured, because I'm studying like almost 20 languages in total. So at that time, the problem was that I had so many different resources, like textbooks, and textbooks they might have like from 4 to 10 different uh, editions or courses, like from, yeah, that's a lot. And then there are grammar books, exercise books, different applications. And I felt like my information about my target languages were too scattered. And I was thinking if there was one place where I could gather like the most important 5 to 6 thousand words. So I didn't find anything. I was thinking about like a blank notebook, but which would have already the words that I just need to find in my target language. But
Right.
I just forgot that for a moment because I was too lazy. I was still in Laurea. I was trying to write my thesis, which took 2.5 years, which is a lot. And
Yes.
about half a year later, I was traveling in Canary Islands, and
Hmm.
somehow there, in the last days, I started thinking about my idea of creating this language notebook, and I just started thinking about it the whole time. And on my return flight, I decided that when I get home, I'm gonna try start creating it. I had all the software, so I have Adobe Creative Cloud, so I had um, all the other software like Photoshop, Lightroom, and InDesign is the software that you use to create books and brochures and that kind of stuff.
That's right.
So I didn't know how to use it, but I decided that all right, I'm gonna learn how to use it. It wasn't that hard if you know already the other software by
Hmm.
Adobe. It's not that
Yes,
hard.
yes.
And in 5 weeks, I managed to create the first notebook, which is um, so it's for any language,
Hmm.
because on the left pages you have in English the
Hmm.
words that are the most important ones in that specific topic, and there
Hmm.
are about 70 different topics. So
Right.
on the left page you have the list of words. On the right page there's an empty page.
Hmm.
And after that I I created uh, a different kind of a product line. So
Right.
uh, in the left pages were had already the answers, so they were
Hmm.
for specific languages. The first one was Chinese. I had
Yes, yes.
the left pages had all the words and phrases from English to Chinese,
Hmm.
and then I used the Chinese one as a template for all the next ones.
That's right.
And some people ask, how do you do these books without knowing all? Well, I know most of the languages, but I mean, I'm not a native speaker or translator.
Yeah, that
So
was my next question.
yeah, yeah. So I hired people.
Hmm.
Well, in the beginning, I hired my friend, and she also she then hired another one to double check all.
That's right.
But for the after Chinese, the following versions were translated by professional translators
Hmm.
who were native speakers and translators by profession.
I see.
I, I found them on Fiverr.com.
Hmm. It's an international platform.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
an platform where you can find any kind of freelancers.
That's right.
So people, I mean, I could also offer my own expertise there, but yeah, that was the platform I used to translate all my products. But yeah, I learned a lot in the beginning, and um, the last 10 books I've hired two people. First
That's
one
right.
translates, and the
Mhm.
second one proofreads, because uh, it's really hard to find even translators who don't make any mistakes, because
Of course.
I figured out that translators are also humans.
Of course.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
they make also mistakes. So I have to be really careful with them. I have to go through and try to find the mistakes they might not have noticed,
Hmm.
and then uh, I will give that version to the proofreader, and with him
Right.
or her, I will also be really um, thorough and ask about some words that I know that
Hmm.
other translators have had problems.
Yeah.
For example, the word date is in the section which has words about time. It's
Of course.
also where uh, in the fruits and vegetables section, and
Hmm.
in love life.
That's right.
So the English word date has actually it has a totally different meaning in different
Different
contexts.
meanings. Definitely.
So there are a couple, well, there are quite many that kind of words in English, and usually I double check these words
That's
with
right.
the translators and proofreaders.
And did you know that this would become a business for you, or was that a hobby when it was starting?
In the beginning, I did it for myself, but I actually tried, well, I had the idea of making this a business, because
That's right.
I realized that if there aren't this kind of products,
Hmm.
this is really going to be a big thing
Right.
if I do it well.
Hmm.
And yeah, I've been building this thing, this brand, language learning material brand, all the time bigger. And yeah, I had actually the idea that I'm going to make a living with this.
Hmm.
So in the beginning, when I created my first product, I had the idea that I can translate the first notebook in
Right.
like in an infinite amount of languages. And now when
Languages.
I have the 19 other notebooks about the other product line, I can create like well my goal is to have in a couple of years from
Hmm.
English to a target language about 100
That's right.
notebooks,
Whoa.
and then start like cross translating, or well, when you have languages from English to target language for 100 target languages, then I can actually quite easily do like uh,
Like transfer the languages across each other's.
yeah, like now I have English Swahili,
Hmm.
and I have English Polish, Finnish, Swedish, but then I could have like Swahili Swedish, Swahili Finnish, or Russian Finnish, or Estonian Finnish, or uh,
Definitely.
yeah, depending on what kind of demands there are. Like in Finland, definitely there's
Hmm.
demand for Russian and Estonian, and yeah, so I could actually create thousands of products after creating the first 100.
That's right. Wow.